Welcome back to another episode of Space Diesel. Today's topic is about spirituality and sort of conventional life and work and profession, especially graduate level professions. One question that arises to people early on is how much spirituality can you get away with incorporating into your practice? I look to the Indian mystics and gurus and swamis, and you can see that they incorporate science, both Western and Eastern, a lot of the Ayurveda and everything, but they're very pragmatic. So they always answer questions and make formulations on scientifically based theory that has been around India and the world for quite some time. If you hear Sadhguru talk, he is always grounded in practicality. He says he never touched drugs, marijuana, or anything once. He never once. He always got his high, which he constantly has. He says, from yoga, from the lifestyle of a yogi. So, in popular culture, with the aggression of shrooms and marijuana, people tend to associate spirituality with drugs in a lot of cases. For me, that's not necessarily the case. Like, I've used marijuana to connect to spirit, but then when I had my fill of the side effects, I recently tapered off and quit, and that's why these episodes are Space Diesel rather than the alternative of Green Diesel when I was high and I made the film high, because now I realize that that habit has affected me in negative ways, and it is one of the reasons why I sort of did not succeed in graduate school, because I was always smoking weed, and other students complained about that and didn't like it, and also it's against the management and the principles. It just so happened that I had encountered a sort of esoteric acupuncturist who used pot and said I should explore it, said there's nothing wrong with doing it. And at that phase of my life for college, there absolutely was nothing wrong with doing it, because that's how I got through college, that's how I did my creative work in college, and I needed it then. But now that I'm going into grad school, focusing on more adult career path, adulting, we don't like to do it, but we really have to a lot of cases. Now, we don't have to. You can accept a life, you can do whatever you want, really. But I find that there's a need for responsible adults. I find that you'll make more profit in life if you're in that category and you're capable of adulting very well. And in therapy, that's a lot of what a therapist does, is helping their clients through adulting, including their child clients that are seen with families, because they're grappling with their parents' emotions, and they're grappling with whatever the parents are going through, and there's a certain amount of maturity and adulting that goes with that. So it's against ethics to ever practice one of the professions high, to ever be impaired when you practice. So I just decided to get rid of that, to move on with my life, and make sure that I'm not addicted to anything, make sure that I'm not dependent on anything, and so that I'm responsible, and also so that I'm more mindful when I become a therapist. So how much woo-woo can you incorporate in your practice? Well, in therapy, you're going to have some time as a student intern in an agency, you'll have a supervisor monitoring you, and you won't be able to really show that side of you a lot. In a lot of professions like law, you know, and medicine, and you just can't go into that for a while. Then you can specialize. There are dentists, green dentists, you know, who don't use fluoride and who replace the, you know, metal in people's mouths with ceramic and that type of thing. And you know, in acupuncture, you can basically be as woo as you want. You know, like woo really sells. Like Deepak Chopra, Oprah, Andrew Weil, and Judith Orloff, all made a lot more profit in their lives after leaving their technical professions and training and taking a chance on the new age. And so the new age is here. You can dress the way you want. I can't really get away with like an Indian kurta as a white guy. It looks silly, you know. It's not part of my religion. I just don't fit with that, and it feels weird. And then it feels like you're playing dress up. And then, you know, I used to have Tai Chi clothes with like the strings that go across, and that's for practicing Tai Chi. But it felt really vulnerable going outside with that. And I was wearing that because, you know, I thought it would be good for training in acupuncture and particularly in massage lab, like with shiatsu. But going around San Francisco dressed like that quickly quickly ran out for me. I wasn't able to do that. I wasn't able to get away with it. I felt very vulnerable, very hot. Like I would flush because people would draw attention to me, and students would make remarks about it. Normally, I said that I think it's really awesome that you're dressed like that, but I would take it the wrong way, and so I would say dress according to your culture. But how do you show that you're spiritual? I mean, there's a compulsion to want to do that, right? Well, you can always wear a little gem around your neck or a little crystal around your neck, right? That's not going to destroy anything. You can wear a white cotton shirt if you're a male. You know how females dress up. They'll wear necklaces and earrings that reflect spirituality. Men will often gauge out their ears in spiritual circles. Not necessarily recommending that because I nearly destroyed my ears getting earrings, but when I got earrings, it should be noted that I went to Piercing Pagoda. Never do that. Get it surgically pierced if you're going to get earrings. I would say they don't get it punched with the gun because as you can see, the piercings are at the bottom of my ears. I can't really wear earrings. I can't really open them up anymore. I got them a little younger, and I would say my earlobes grew a bit maybe, or she just didn't know what she was doing and punched very low. So there's a chance that my earlobes could split from that. And I'm not into showing I'm spiritual so much that I'm going to gauge out my ears and destroy possibly my earlobes or have pain, you know. So that hat that I wear, that kind of Irish sloped hat, I like that. That's the way I express that I'm spiritual, I feel like, because, you know, it's popular in India, it's popular in China, that look, and it's popular among spiritual people. But, you know, anything on the head is hot, and so if you like my t-shirt here, which, you know, advertises a profession that you can do and make money at, you know, go ahead and look at my shop online. I'm adding designs constantly. You know, this type of thing might feel spiritual to you. Eventually, some of the designs will be more spiritual, and of course, there are plenty of spiritual t-shirts out there with mandalas and all different various things on them. The earth, various designs with the earth and ecology and Zen and Buddhism, various designs like that, and they're pretty cool. Again, you probably want to stay away from Zen clothes, especially if you're non-Asian. It looks really cool in the catalogs and everything, but then if you commit to that lifestyle, you really have to commit, because otherwise you're sort of a fraud if you're dressed like that. And also what I said about just not fitting into today's society, which is really unfortunate, but that's where we're at. Only a very small percentage of society right now seems to be awake and woken. However, spiritual people say that we're all advanced, we've all evolved, and it won't take long before the earth arises at a 5D reality and a new age where everybody's like that. But there are so many opposing people that are not. And our circle is not big enough to make a living as a practitioner or a healer, I would say. So I would say it seems like the market is saturated when you go to spiritual kirtans or events. It seems like you get the feeling that the market of New Age healers is saturated. That's